Silk 106.9.
She's a singer, songwriter. She's a philanthropist as well. I'm glad I said that right. Also, she's toured with John Barrowman. She's also done Carfest. I bet that was a massive hoot, that was. And also sold out concerts of your own as well. Miel De Botton, how are you? You're right.
I'm well, thank you. Yes, you?
Yeah, not bad at all. So where are you on the day of this recording? Where are you based today?
I am at my home in London.
In London.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be somewhere abroad, somewhere really nice and fancy then for a second, but no, you're down the road in London.
No, I'm just like all of us, stuck here.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. How's lockdown been for you, by the way? Have you coped all right, or have you been like all of us?
Yeah, it hasn't been so bad. I mean, I enjoy my home, and I've been writing some songs. So I did an immunity song, which was released end of the summer, and we just released this other song called "Is It Enough?" I'm sure you're going to talk about that. So there've been some nice things to do, which would be lovely.
Fantastic. So you've not always been a singer-songwriter, have you, or a performer? I was told that, is this right, that somebody saw you singing a very small gig or just in a local venue, and somebody just kind of picked you up and went, "You got a career, you have."
Oh, I love those stories. I wish it was.
Is that true?
I tell you exactly how it happened. It was a small venue. I wasn't singing, but I met Andy Wright in this small venue where there was a charity gig going on, and this friend of mine introduced us because she thought there would be fireworks, which there were. And Andy said to me, "Are you ambitious?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, come to the studio. Let's talk about French chansons. Let's talk about an album." I showed him what I'd done till then. So it's kind of a similar story, but not
fantastic.
Quite.
I love that story. A fantastic story. Andy Wright, he's a famous producer, isn't he? Just to name drop a few people that he's worked with in the past.
Yes, so he's done albums for Simply Red, I think 9 or 10 albums, and then Simply Red and Simple Minds. It's a bit confusing, but obviously 2 huge bands that he's been mainly dealing with, but also Imelda May, Paloma Faith, Natalia Imbruglia. I mean, all kinds of people along the years.
Miel,
Jeff Beck.
There's some good pedigree there. Some good pedigree there with Andy,
Yes.
isn't there? Eh?
Yes.
So tell us about "Is It Enough" then, the new single.
So "Is It Enough" was originally released on my album Surrender to the Feeling song, but to me it was one of my favorites. It's very poignant, and it's it's not one of the feel-good songs. I've got a lot of feel-good songs on there. This one it does have a happy ending, but it's talking about, how desperate we are to be significant in the world, and that it's this painful quest that sometimes leads us to reach for, the pills, the drugs, the highs. That's the words in the song. And we want to famous, and of course nowadays that's spread out, isn't it, because we can become famous with Instagram and whatever social media. So but what I'm saying really is about how about that trauma that we all have deep down that leads us to reach for these pills and drugs and the easy highs without exploring actually what is there deep down and what could lead us to real deep fulfillment that is not self-destructive. So that's the idea of "Is It Enough?"
Can I ask a personal question? Have you taken any personal experiences from your life to put into this track at all?
Well, originally this was about a member of my family, but definitely, when I was at boarding school, I was at boarding school in England, and I suffered a great deal being away from my family. They were in Switzerland. I think I definitely dabbled in some stuff. Nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
My name's not Piers Morgan. Let's stop there.
Are you going to censor for my own good? Thank you. I think that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to play the song, the video in full at the end of this interview anyway. It's from the album, isn't it, as well? So what's the album called again?
Surrender to the Feeling. But this is a different version. This is an electric version, I call it, because there's electric guitar. All the instruments are much, louder, stronger. So it's, the meaning.
The first version, was that more chilled and maybe acoustic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Whose idea was it to give it a bit more, I want to say meat on the bone, but whose idea was it to,
Mine,
was it?
mine. Yeah, I wanted an electric guitar. We'd never played with an electric guitar. My guitarist, Mark James, he's fantastic at all kinds of guitars, and he was like, yeah, he just took the challenge, which was yeah, great. And if you watch the video, it really works well together. That's on
Well,
YouTube.
I was going to mention the video is some photography art. It is
Yeah.
absolutely, the video is stunning.
Oh.
So whose idea was the video to go along with this then?
Well, you know, we were recording this new version of the song at British Grove Studios, which is the Mark Knopfler one. And we thought, well, let's be productive because it was in January of last year. And we thought, you know, thank God we did because of lockdown, etc. But we decided to film it at the same time as recording the vocals, and that's where it was. So I dressed up in my leather dress, which was very exciting, and and we had the electric guitar,
Yes,
and
yes,
we
it
were
was.
filming.
Sorry. Couldn't resist that. Miel De Botton, listen, I want you to do the DJ bit. Bring on the song yourself. We're going to play the song in full. 3 for you next.
Hi, this is Miel De Botton, and I'm delighted to introduce my new single, Is It Enough, from my album Surrender to the Feeling.
Is one person, one puff, is one drink ever enough? What will it take to quell that deep inner uncertainty? The trembling of the soul at the magnitude of the earth. I am lost, cheating in my teeth. I'm lying, trying to reach the summit of my feelings, while scraping out the barrel of morality. Can I be great, beautiful, famous, or just wonderful? Is it enough? Is it ever enough? Life has been hard, however we try. We've all been hard done by. But is it enough? Is it ever enough? Help me, Lord, your eyes, that calm is elusive. Help me, Lord, a few minutes before we reach for the pills, the drugs, the highs, to escape the dungeon. Can I be great, beautiful, famous, or just wonderful? Is it enough? Is it ever enough? Yeah. Life has been hard, however we try. We've all been hard done by. But is it enough? Is it ever enough? For the things we fear the most, will our angel guide stay close? Let us bear our tender souls in search of healing. Let us bear our souls as we tread softly into the dark. And then we'll be great, beautiful, famous, and just wonderful. And that'll be enough. Deep inside, yeah, that'll be enough.
Miel, so what else is on the album? What feel can people get from the album?
You know, it's a great mix, and some people said I shouldn't do this, but actually, I everybody agrees that now it's turned out quite well, because it's got some dancey songs, some ballads, some more songs about self-reflection. There's a song about nature, which was taken up by the World Wildlife Fund. I was given nature. So it's very much a mix. But a lot of people say that it's very soothing and positive and upbeat and dancey at times, and other times, more reflective.
What sort of genre are you most comfortable with? Are you most comfortable with a slightly meatier, rockier sound, or a guitar sound, or a dancier sound, or a more chilled acoustic sound?
I think often the chilled acoustic sound sort of suits my voice quite well, but at the same time, I love to dance, and I love those dancey numbers, and I'll try lots of different genres, as I say, and that just makes me happy.
Fabulous. I just one more question, by the way. One just popped into my head. I asked this to a lot of the artists and celebrity guests I have on, especially the music guests that I have on, and they all kind of say the same thing. I want to see if you say the same thing as well. If you're giving some advice to a new artist, would you say to write music designed for the radio commercially, that it jumps out the radio, or would you say write from your heart instead? Which way would you suggest?
That is definitely an easy one, because I think as soon as you're writing from the heart, that's what's going to connect with people. And I think it becomes very artificial if you try and do it for the radio. Yeah.
They've all said exactly the same thing. You passed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miel, thank you very much for your time.
Your station, Silk 106.9.